welcome to this practice, which is a visualization, one of my favorites. So I was inspired to, share. I say this loosely because I oftentimes when I am sharing something, it comes from me, but it also comes from the collective. So I was listening to Jeanette Barrow's most recent podcast episode. And in her episode, she talks with her council, she calls them. She talks about the importance of rising above the current situations that we may find ourselves in, whether that be in your own life, whether that be also just, in the world collectively, what we are experiencing. And I'm going to include the link to her episode for you to check out, because I highly recommend checking it out because of what she shares from her guides. When we talk about rising above, oftentimes we get this idea of thinking like when we rise above, it is coming from a place of like, I'm better than this. Like, I'm better than this. Why am I here? The truth of rising above is not from an ego perspective. Because when we're saying I'm better than this, that is coming from the ego, right? When we're talking about rising above, that is acknowledging what you're experiencing, acknowledging what you're feeling, letting yourself feel that, while also learning to find a perspective where you can see the whole situation, the whole experience for what it is. Because oftentimes when we are in an experience that is challenging, uncomfortable, painful, traumatic, right? We get very in what we're feeling and experiencing. It's hard for us to see things that are outside of it. It's hard for us to gain understanding, right? We think, why is this happening to me? The perspective of rising above, rather than asking, why is this happening to me? The question becomes, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? So I'll share an experience. I do not like the heat. I do not like humidity. In fact, it's very, very, very hard for me to sit in humidity and be in it. I'm a very warm person. From an Ayurvedic perspective, my dosha, I'm a Pitta dosha, so that's very fiery. I don't need extra heat. However, given the climate disruption that we experience, right? We all know and we are all aware of the shifting climate. And these past 2 summers have been very challenging for me especially. One, because of the extreme temperatures and the extreme heat with no refuse, right? There's no storm to break the humidity. There's no rain to cool things down. Things just stay pretty hot for days at a time. So 1. 2, I'm now living in my home, my new home, right, with my spouse. We've been here for, this will be the 2nd summer. So last summer was my first experience being in a home with no air conditioning, being in a home where we're on the 2nd floor. So heat is just automatically rising to where we live. So all of these instances, all of these factors, given also me being super hot and warm as it is, has been very challenging for me. And last summer especially, I was in it. I was in my emotions. I was in feeling very angry all of the time, feeling very irritated and unsettled, not really knowing or understanding why, right? I was thinking, why is this happening to me? Like, why is this going on? Many of us have a tendency, right, to either see the bigger picture, or some of us have a tendency to see smaller, right? Focus more on details and smaller details, yeah. So my tendency, I can see the bigger picture for the most part, usually when it's not me personally, right? But in order for me to understand why I'm experiencing the things that I am, I had to sit in my emotions, right? I had to feel them, and then I had to go up. I had to go bigger. I had to go wider and further out. And what I understood for me personally in all of these experiences is that I'm learning more ways to support myself when it's super hot and humid, right? My tendency when it's hot and humid is to hold my breath or to breathe really shallow, which in turn gives me headaches, messes up my stomach. I'm feeling more anxious and unable to calm down, right? So it's bringing me into a deeper place of awareness, of being able to recognize when I need to slow down, when I need to take a break and just come back into a deeper breath, right? I'm also learning to deepen my space for compassion. But I wouldn't have been able to learn all of this if I did not rise above. So we're going to try a little visualization technique. And you may receive answers, you may receive clarity, you may not. No right or wrong, no good or bad, right? We're just going in and observing what happens and what you can learn from it. So to do this, you can either sit up tall in a comfortable seat, you can lay down on your back with your legs however they need to be comfortable and supportive for you. We're going to be in this shape for a little bit of time, so make sure that it's a shape that your body actually feels comfortable in and is not, forcing itself to be in a place to sit or lay down. So take your time. Let your shoulders roll away from the ears, right? Let your neck be nice and long. Sense how your spine is growing and lengthening. Close your eyes. And once your eyes close, open your palms up to the sky. So backs of the hands might rest on your legs or by your sides. Just start to tune into your breath here. Now take a big breath in and a big breath out. A big breath in, big breath out. Breathing in through your nose, breathing all the way out of your mouth. Settle back into your own breath. Feel it slow. Feel your inhales and exhales deepen down. Feel the breath as it fills and lifts your belly, widens your sides, expands the fullness of your heart space, front, sides, and back. And the exhale allows your body to soften and fall down to earth. In this deeper breath, start to bring yourself into an experience that you may currently be in. Maybe it's in your own life. Maybe it's something happening collectively, globally. Let this be an experience where you are seeking clarity. You might not know why you're experiencing this or why the world is. Maybe it's emotionally challenging for you to be in this experience. You're safe to explore it here, so welcome it in. Feel your breath again as deep and slow, grounding your physical body down. Notice the emotions coming up. Notice how it feels in your heart. Are there sensations there? Tightness, space, temperature. Observe your mind. Any present thoughts. The energy of your mind, if it's fast or slow. So you are in this experience. You're feeling it in your body. You're noticing it in your mind. Maybe energetically something has shifted within you now that you are in it. Start to visualize yourself like a hawk. From your physical body, you rise away from the earth. You tune into the energies and currents of the sky and wind. And with your wings, you begin to journey up, slowly climbing higher in those geothermal spirals in the sky. You keep climbing until you come to a place where you are so high up. You look down and you can see your body. You can see yourself. And now you can see all that is happening within and outside of your experience. You see other people or beings, right? Maybe they're patterns or assumptions, right? Ways of being that they may have always been in and don't know another way. You see even bigger. You see the institutions of society, right? What things are connected with one another that cause suffering, that causes division, that causes separation, violence. And you see all of these patterns, all of these systems. You see them for what they are. You are a hawk. You see the trees for what they are. You feel the current of the wind guiding you. And you trust it. You let go of resisting this current. And you allow it to guide you in the sky. Moving to that clarity. Moving to that deeper understanding and awareness, with trust in yourself, with trust in the divine, notice how you feel. Notice how you breathe. You, as the hawk, start to journey back, flying through the clouds, flying high above almost all beings. You fly back to where your body rests, and you slowly descend on down. The trees get bigger. Your viewpoint starts to get smaller as you get closer to the ground. You come back into your physical body, sitting or laying on earth, breathing here. Wiggle into your fingers and thumbs. Let your eyes stay closed as you sway your head side to side. Maybe coming into some half circles in your neck. Right, just coming back into your body. Let your head drop down into your chest. And then open your eyes, looking down, taking in the colors you see. And look up to the sky. And back into center. Welcome back. So I hope that this helped in some way. Again, it may have offered you some clarity or an answer to what you were seeking, and it may not. I find that with all things, consistent practice can help with that. So come back to this as often as you need to, or just give yourself space, with a journal, or maybe just with some calm music, just to allow yourself to sit, right? Sit in the experience while also coming into that heightened awareness. What can I learn from this? You may be surprised. And it may be uncomfortable, It's not always going to be easy. But when you change, why is this happening to me, to what can I learn from this, you are reclaiming your power. You are choosing to learn from the experience rather than feel out of control, right? Because the truth is, there's very little that we have control of. We choose how we respond. We choose what we learn. So thank you for sitting with me, and see you next time.